Why are IDP fantasy football leagues so unpredictable? Imagine trying to forecast the weather in a place where the forecast changes every hour. That's what managing an IDP, or individual defensive player fantasy football league, feels like. Unlike traditional leagues that focus mainly on offensive players, IDP leagues add a whole new layer of complexity. Defensive players' performances depend on many factors that can shift from week to week, making outcomes less predictable. First, defensive schemes and coaching decisions play a big role. Teams run different formations like 3-4 or 4-3 defenses, which determine how many linebackers, defensive linemen, or defensive backs are on the field and what their roles are. When a team changes its defensive coordinator or switches schemes, players' roles can change dramatically. This can lead to sudden spikes or drops in their fantasy points. Second, the stats used in IDP leagues are less straightforward. Tackles are usually worth the same regardless of how impactful they are, but big plays like sacks, interceptions, forced fumbles, and defensive touchdowns are rare and can swing a player's week from zero to hero. The frequency of these impactful plays varies widely from game to game, making it hard to predict who will have a big week. Third, the volatility among defensive backs is high. Cornerbacks who shut down receivers might get fewer tackle opportunities, lowering their fantasy value. Safeties who roam more freely can make game-changing plays, but might also have inconsistent stats. Since defensive backs often cycle through starting roles and their performance can change from year to year, relying on them can be tricky. Fourth, the game context matters a lot. A linebacker on a team with a strong defense and high snap counts will have more chances to rack up tackles and impact plays. Conversely, players on weaker defenses or facing tough matchups may see fewer opportunities. This makes predicting their weekly output more difficult. Finally, because IDP leagues requiring evaluating many individual players instead of just a team defense, the complexity increases. Different leagues have different scoring rules, emphasizing certain stats over others, which adds even more unpredictability. For managers, succeeding in IDP leagues means paying close attention to defensive schemes, coaching changes, and individual roles. Being ready to adapt quickly to emerging players and shifting situations is key. Prioritizing linebackers often makes sense because they tend to have more stable tackle opportunities. Defensive backs requiring more adjustments due to their volatility. All these factors, defensive schemes, game situations, individual roles, and scoring rules, combine to make IDP leagues more unpredictable than traditional formats. But that unpredictability also makes the game more exciting and strategic for those who love digging into the details.